I wanted to make this video real quick because I've been going through and talking a lot about space engineers, showing some things, and kind of wanted to explain a little bit what the game is, and kind of do a little bit of a playthrough getting started to kind of show what it is. At a higher level, it's kind of like Minecraft that's space themed. That's a very general thing to say. It's not necessarily focused so much on the crafting as it is you gather resources, and it's pretty much kind of the drive of the game. I don't play vanilla. I have some mods in here, so the resource availability scarcity is one of them, and what it makes the gameplay end up being is that you have to progress to the different planets to be able to pick up certain resources so that you can start, using those resources in your builds. For example, you have here on Earth, you've got the basics you need to build most things. You got iron, nickel, cobalt, I think silicon, also magnesium to be able to build ammo. And then you would go to the moon, which is the next progression, where you'd find silver and gold, which some of the more advanced things would need. And then the next step would be platinum, which you need to get to Mars to get. And then finally the alien planet, which was the furthest away. I'm not sure. There's a new DLC that has a new planet, Titan. I don't know much about that one yet, but however, the alien planet is the only one with this mod that has uranium available, which of course you would need to run your reactors for larger vessels. There we go. I don't think I had the game audio on, so I think we're good now with that. Okay. So I'm going to get started here. I started a new game, and of course with this game set up, it actually gives you a pre-made base, but I don't want to use that. I want to make my own. So what we're going to do is, you can see here we've got choices when you start up. You could spawn in a medical room. Medical rooms and survival kits are where you would respawn after you die. In this case, this building or base has a medical room, but I don't want to use that. You could also do spacesuit. You could end up in space somewhere and kind of build out there if you wanted to. You can mine asteroids for resources. I don't really want to do that either. I want to be on Earth to start, so let's do an Earth-like drop pod. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We'll do a respawn, and we'll see we'll be in a pod, and we'll be landing here. And hopefully we land in a place where we don't fall over. Oh, parachute came out. And we are going to touch down. Well, that was smooth. So let's get out here. So you have a basic set of tools that you use to pretty much do everything. You've got your let's go into first person view here first. You've got your welder to build things, you got your grinder to take things apart, and you got your drill to drill for resources. So now our drop pod provides us the basics to be able to get started. You've got some items here in your passenger seat inventory. We've got some ammo. We've got some extra tools. I think that's in case you have it set up so that you don't spawn with them. We have that turned on. And of course a rifle, because you never know who you need to shoot. And then of course over here we've got a, this is the back side of it. You can kind of see it in here. Kind of all crammed together in here. There's inventory here. And we've got an oxygen bottle, which you don't really need here. We've got oxygen on the Earth. And we've got a hydrogen bottle. Now that we do need, because we have a jetpack. If we press X, get the jetpack. Oh, actually, I think I turned it off. No, I turned it on. Dampeners are off. So I've turned the dampeners on. You can see, now I can float in the air. The hydrogen bottle just replenishes your hydrogen in your jetpack when you run out. So your supply on the jetpack is fairly limited. The hydrogen bottle just gives you more capacity, especially here on Earth, where if you're going to be hovering, it's going to go through and kind of burn it up a little quicker. And then as we go around here to the back, over here we have a survival kit, and the survival kit does a number of things. First off, if we go over to it and press F, you'll notice that the energy and hydrogen increases. It pipes the hydrogen and the oxygen if you're in a low oxygen environment, so that you can pipe it into your suit and recharge. It also provides suit energy. The suit energy is used anytime you use your tools, use suit energy, and there's a slow tick of energy drain to have a stable environment in your suit. Now, different planets have different demands on your suit. Like on the moon, since there isn't any heat, you're pretty much or there's no atmosphere, you're in open space. It goes through and drains your resources a little quicker, so you'll find out you'll have to go back and recharge a little bit more often. Alright, so what else does this do? Well, it also goes through, and we can go here and we see our inventory. We can see here's all the items that are on the pod and everything else. So the survival kit, everything has an inventory. So, it's got a bar at the top, bar at the bottom. What does that mean? Well, here's the deal. The survival kit is multifunction. In addition to it recharging us and providing oxygen and power and everything else, it's also the first assembler we have and the first refinery that we have. It's kind of all in one, a little mini device. Now, that's the way you build things in here. You go and you find resources, like right off the bat, we're not going to be able to find nickel iron, nickel directly unless you're extremely lucky. So all we're going to get is stone. But what are you going to do with stone? Well, you run it through a refinery and it breaks it down into iron, nickel, silicon, and gravel. Most things, at the beginning can be built with those three. The fourth, the gravel, you'll use a little later when I have a mod here that actually makes use of the concrete. I don't know if the vanilla game actually does anything with it. I don't remember. I've used a concrete mod so long that I'm just used to it. But when you get to building your bigger bases, you got all this gravel stored up, you can go through and process it into concrete slabs and then build giant areas for your base at a time. Makes it a lot easier. So that's the two things this does. This will go through and refine. You can see here, okay, we can craft ingots, and the ingots require stone, as you can see over there. And then you've got, all your basic parts. You've got computers, construction components, data pads, displays, different things need these things to build. So what we need to do to get started, we're going to build a base. What we need to do to get started, though, is we need resources. So we've got our drill. We're going to pick a spot over here in the grass, and we are just going to drill. And let's pick up some stone. Now, I am not using the default settings. I've gone through and gone into the Advanced tab when I created the settings and modified. There's multipliers you can use for the character inventory and for the block inventory, because the default is very realistic, but the reality of it is you end up running back and forth a lot. And it's really not fun. I mean, you want to be playing the game. You don't want to be running back and forth a lot, unless that's your thing. If you want the realism, go for it. For the purposes of the tutorial here and everything, I just put it on the ×10 character inventory, I believe, so that we could get a little more each time. Now, what we would do is we would go in here, we could take stone and say drop it in here. I can't actually fit all of it. Okay, well, maybe I turned things up a little too much then. But we'll go over here to production tab, and now you can see, oh, we've got the stuff to build ingots. So let's go ahead and if I click once, I'll get 1. If I click control, I will get 10. Shift, I'll make 100. And if I do control shift click, I'm going to build 1100 of these. Now I'm just going to go ahead and let that run. It's going to take a little while. I'm going to go back here actually and... oh, no, it's not using it all yet. Okay. So we've got this running now. We could sit here and wait for it, or we can grab what we've got here. I know we're going to need some steel plate. So let's build 100 of them. Now you can reorder this queue, so I'm going to tell it, hey, go ahead and just build some steel plates a while. I need at least one, so let's go back to inventory. I'm going to steal this, put that in there. No, okay. Alright, so while that's doing that, let's go ahead and build an area. So, let's see here. Where do we want to build? Let's look at it here. What do we got? This looks, I guess, relatively flat. This looks like the high point. So let's build on the high point. Oh, a little too. There we go. So one of the things you'll notice too is if I hit 4, I'll toggle to a light armor block. If I hit 4 again, you'll see I get a small one. In the game, there's 2 types of grids. You have large grids and small grids. Usually you use large grids for your ships that you want to be in, as far as, like, you know, massive ships that you want to be able to get in and walk around, have doors, just giant things, and bases, of course, as well. There's a lot of blocks that are only available in the bases, or the large grids, rather, that you would want in a base that aren't available in the small grids. Small grids are things that you're going to have, like a cockpit or, like, just a flight seat or something, you know, something small, like I'm going to build a rover, or I'm going to build a, you know, drill ship to go drill and get more resources, stuff like that. But for now, since we're going to do a base, we're going to do this, put a block down. You know, you notice it says press B to change placement mode. And what that means is free placement mode. I can go ahead, I could turn this using insert home, page up, delete end, page down. I can move it all around, whatever else. I can place it any which way I want. Now, when I place this, it's going to be fixed to the ground, and I can build off of it. Now, I don't want that. I want this to be flat. So we'll put it here, and we'll put gravity alignment, and what that will do is align the, basically, kind of align the block with the horizon so that it's flat. And then there's local grid placement, which, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure definition of what this does. I don't use it often. I typically use the gravity align for my first block, and, you know, you can put it any way you want, and then we'll say, this looks good, we'll put that there. So now that I've got that brick, it doesn't matter what I've got things set to. I can put it into local grid alignment, and it's actually locking to that. Or I could put it in free placement and move it all around, but as soon as I get close to this, you'll see that it locks into the local grid anyway. So I don't actually have enough. Let's go back over here. Let's run back over here. This thing should have processed some more. Oop, I keep going to the wrong side here. There we go. And let's go in here, and we'll pull the ones we've got out. Let's put that in there. I'm sure we've got some room in there now. Yeah, okay. Let's go back over here to where we built. And, you know, we'll just start building this out a little. Okay, we need more. Okay, so let's talk about some of the mods I've got on here. One of the mods that makes life a little easier is something called Easy Inventory. Now, I believe the vanilla game has something similar to what this does now built in, but I'm not familiar with that. So I'm going to talk about the Easy Inventory mod and how that gets used while it gets dark here at night. I'm going to turn my lights on so that we can see. All right, so you're going to spend a lot of your time going back and forth between at the beginning at least, the assemblers or refineries, or, you know, the survival kit here, to get your resources in and to get the plates and stuff that you're building out. So the thing is that we want to build certain things, and, you know, certain things require different components. You can see here that the large light armor block requires 25 steel plate. Now, eventually, the first thing we're going to need on that grid is power. Okay, so we're going to need, since we're in an atmosphere environment, we can go ahead and use wind turbines. So let's look at that. So you can see a wind turbine. This requires a lot more different things. It requires an interior plate, computer, girder, blah, 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 blah. Now, I can go in here and I can queue these all up manually. That's a pain in the butt, especially if I want to build 5 of these, right? So how do we do that? Well, easy inventory makes it easy. I go up to this and I right-click, and it pulls automatically all the things that I have in that block's inventory out to me. Now you notice when I do that, of course, I don't have any of these things built. I don't have an interior plate, motor, construction. So now what do? Well, if I shift right-click, it will now queue the production of those items in there. So now if I go and hit K and I go and look at the production, you can see, oh, all this stuff's queued up. So let's move these to the end. And we'll notice that it will automatically start building these things once it gets enough materials to do so. So let's check the inventory. I think we're running a little low on stone, so let's go over to our little hole in the ground here, get our bar drill, and let's just mine some more here. I think also one of the other mods I have is this ore collection, where it says ore collection ready here. I think by default in vanilla, at least it used to be, I haven't played without this mod in so long I don't even know any longer. But it used to be you'd mine and all of a sudden it would drop the resources on the ground and then you gotta press F to pick it up. It's a big old pain in the butt. It just is a waste of time. Actually, we've got cobalt right there. That is super lucky, because we are going to need that. Anyway, with the ore collection mod, obviously you can see that, I've got this bar here above my toolbar, and that's our inventory space. You can see as I'm drilling, I'm automatically picking things up, filling up my inventory space. So let's continue. Okay, so we've got our stuff. We got some more stuff. Now, the other nice thing about this easy inventory mod is that in addition to being able to queue specific items and to pull items out that I need to build things with, I can also Alt right-click and deposit all of my inventory into the machine. Now, what's nice about this, obviously, it wouldn't put all of it in because I didn't. This thing doesn't have enough room actually. But what's nice is you'll notice that my tools, my bottle, all that stayed in my inventory. The only thing that went over there were all the resources. So if I had like interior plate in here, all that stuff would be dumped back into the ship's inventory. Since I don't have any of that stuff, you didn't see it happen. But it would do that. So that's useful for when you're gathering resources and you're going back and forth. You can just alt right-click. It makes it a lot quicker without having to go through the steps of doing the menu. These kind of things are like, quality of life improvements. You definitely, if you don't have a lot of time to play the game, you definitely don't want to be wasting time where you don't need to waste time. So these things kind of help. Unless you're into that, and then you can turn it off. It's a mod. That's the greatest thing about having the mod packs and such, is that you can customize it for how you want to play. This works for me. It may not work for you. There may be other mods out there that you'd want to try. I have a whole lot of mods in this game. I think I actually have about 53 that I've built up and used over time that I just get used to, and they are kind of tailored to the way I play the game. But like I said, that's the way I play the game. May not be interesting for you. You may have a different... there may be different mods that you want to go after. There's certainly ones that are built more on combat and such like that. So there's a lot of different aspects to the game, and you can customize it in a lot of different ways. So let's go here, and we're definitely going to need some more blocks. So let's try to pull a couple of things for armor block out. Now, the thing is, what we're going to need is, first we're going to put this down here, okay? And then we're going to go up here. Now, the wind turbines work best being off the ground, where they're not restricted. They need a lot of airflow around them and open space. So what we're going to do is turn on our jetpack here, and we're going to just build up as much as we can. I think it needs about 12, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm out of plate anyway. So let's go back over here. And let's reprioritize this, because I think I need this to build some plate first. So let's say, hey, you know, make me some plate. We don't need 87 though. Let's do 20. Now, granted, I only need one steel plate to be able to place these light armor blocks. To have them fully up to health, you'll notice that, you know, it's only placing one. So at the beginning, you know, you've got these girders kind of going everywhere, and as you build up, you'll go through and you'll flush these out. Now you can go ahead and finish them yourselves. You know, what we can do is you can go over here and you can actually weld these together. I'll show you that when we get to the get a little higher here and we go to put our wind turbine up. But oh, I forgot to pick up the blocks. That's super useful. I forgot to actually pick up the items we need. Now, like I said too, I can right click on all these things. I can also I believe control right click. Yeah, control right click, I believe, pulls out enough items for 10. Control shift right click, I think will Q10, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, okay. Oh, it's steel plate. There's none. Okay, let's go in here. No, I haven't made enough iron yet. Okay, that's why. Alright, I gotcha. Oh, you're going to make these girders first because they require less material. That's why it's doing this. Okay. Okay, well, while this is waiting, we might as well not waste some time. We'll go over here and get some more materials, because this thing is definitely going to run out. Alright, well, let's pull out what we've got for this. I think we're high enough to get started. This isn't going to be ideal. Like I said, you got to have it a couple blocks of further up to get maximum. You'll see it'll show once it's completed. It'll show this is what you're missing, this is that, and the other. So we'll go here and we'll weld this. And we'll see, okay, well, we're missing our motors, so that's expected. Let's go back over here. Let's see where we are. Yeah, motors. It is working. It's just going to take a little while. Drop some more stone in. So obviously one of the first things we want to do is we want to get the survival kit off of the pad here and over to our can't talk. We want to get it off our pad and over to our, or off our pod and over to our base, so that we can start building out our base a little. So we're going to need to be able to do a couple things for that. First off, this has no 2H2 generator, so that's how it's getting the hydrogen that we need to be able to refill our jetpack. So we can't go moving it until we get that settled over there as well, so that we have a way of being able to get the hydrogen. We'll have to build an O2H2 generator. Problem is the O2H2 generator requires something that we can't build yet. It requires large steel tubes, which means we're going to have to build an assembler. So what we'll do is we will take and build, we'll grab the stuff to be able to build an assembler here. Let's go and we'll press G, and that'll bring up all the things, you know, we can build here. Assembler, and we get a basic assembler. Let's add that here. Now, I don't know why that isn't clicking. Oh, because this is a large grid block, and it does not have an equivalent for a small ship, whereas this is a small ship. So, can't do that. That's a no-no. It's not going to let us do that. There's ways around it. If we had the materials, we could build a docking connector on here, and then another docking connector, and then. But there's really no need. The first thing we've got to do is we've got to get power, though. So let's grab all our stuff. Go over here. Go up here and weld this. You need that first. Okay. Well, we placed the other items. The only thing we're waiting on is the motors and the construction components now, I believe. So let's reprioritize some things here. This to the end. Yeah, we're just low on iron. It just takes a long time at the beginning here to get started. We're almost there. Only a little more to go. Let's put our stone over here. There we go. Okay. You can actually, in the config, make the assemblers a little faster. I probably should have done that for the purpose of the live stream, just so that we're not sitting around waiting a lot. I might go change that in the options before we do our next episode here. But I want to get the base set up. I want to at least get power on the base and kind of, go from there. How are we doing on resources? We're doing alright. Probably could stand to go get some more instead of just standing around here. Let's pull what we've got. Oh, it's getting hard to see. There we go. There's our tower. Now the other option, of course, we have is solar panels, but obviously you'll notice it's nighttime, so there is day-night cycle in the game, obviously. So, wind turbines work all the time. In an atmosphere environment at least. Can't be using them on the moon, they won't work. There you kind of rely on solar panels to get started up there. But there are ways to make it through. We've got some mods that have some large solar panels that help out a lot. And then, of course, you have batteries as well, so that you can build up energy and then use it over the night so you're not just dead in the water. So let's get back here. Actually, let's go ahead and power's running a little low, so let's recharge here. Okay. 3 more. Getting close. Getting close. Not much more time here. Actually, did it say we needed 1 more girder? Girder in storage. Need 1 more. I don't think that's accurate. I think somehow they got messed up. That's fine, though. Just seems to have lost count, I guess. Now, of course, the next thing we're going to want is a refinery, because this thing is painfully slow, as you can tell, to refine the stone into its elements. So, while we're waiting for this, let's go ahead and go over here into our tools, search for a refinery, and we'll notice we've actually already got it down here, but we've got our basic refinery. So let's grab that, and let's tell this that we want to build one. And let it start building the stuff for that. While we get our final motor. And there you have it. Okay. So, let's go here. Still saying... That's fine. We've got all the parts. Okay, so let's go up here. Now that we've got all the pieces, we'll go ahead and we'll weld this together. And there you go. There we have it. We've got power. Not very impressive. Spins a lot. It's working. It's green. We're on our way to a base. Okay, so I think it's kind of where we'll wrap up the live stream right now. I'm going to let this run for a little while, get some resources built up, and get the items for the refinery. We will plan on moving the survival kit over to the base, in addition to getting the parts that we need to build the assembler as well. Let's queue that up because we're going to need that. So to queue those as well. So let's gather all these resources. We'll do all this, and then we'll be back in a bit, and we will go from there. So I crank things up a little bit and grab some more resources. And now I believe we have the stuff we need to be able to build our basic assembler and our basic refinery. So let's go ahead and grab our stuff out of the inventory here. Now let's go over here. Now you'll notice these blocks have, different things on different sides. So anything with the yellow block or the control block, that's a side that can be connected to through either conveyor tubes or connected directly to another block. And the inventory and such can be passed through automatically. So if I connect my refinery to this yellow side of the block, if I connect the yellow side of the refinery, to the yellow side of this block, then as soon as the refinery gets done turning our stone into whatever components it is, this assembler can go ahead and pull that out of that inventory automatically. If we don't do that, then we'd have to manually shuttle things back and forth. So we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to place this down. I'm going to use the insert home, page up, page down, and delete, rotate it around, and we'll place that way. And then we will weld this block up. Alright, so you notice the message that said, now by building this basic assembler you have unlocked new blocks. There is a progression of technology throughout the game. You can turn it off, actually. You can actually, I'm playing in survival mode. You can play in creative mode, just like you can in like Minecraft, for example, and just build whatever you want. You have that option available to you. I like survival because it's just fun. For me, at least. It provides more of a challenge. However, if you're playing a scenario and you don't want to spend all this time building these big ships and everything else just to find out things aren't going to work, especially at the beginning, what you can do is you can have a survival game and then you can have a creative game. And what you do is you go into your creative game, you can build out the things you want, and then you save it as a blueprint. You can do Control B, and you can see I've got a bunch of blueprints in here. And what you can do is you can take these blueprints and then you build a projector, and then you can use that projector to project the blocks out there, and then you can take the resources and weld them up, and you can go ahead and create it from a blueprint, which is handy. Especially some of the other mods I have 2 mods that I'll get into in a little bit that'll actually help a lot. The big one is the Nanobot build and repair system. And the Nanobot build and repair system is a block you attach to your inventory, and it'll go and it has a range, and it'll detect whether if you've got the components in there in your inventory, it will just go and build the things, weld, and you can actually grind, but it'll build the things up for you. So you'll notice once I get to that point, we're probably not that far away from it now that we have the assembler. I don't know if I need an assembler or if a basic assembler can produce all the components that the build and repair needs, so we'll find out in a moment. But it will go through and, fill in all these blocks for us. Now, there are other ones. There's like a nanite construction facility, which I used to use that one. That one's more of a late game kind of thing. The nice thing about that is it will automatically queue your assemblers, and it will automatically tell them, like, hey, you know, you can set it up so that it will automatically build the components you need. And that's just magical because, you know, you place down a blueprint, and if you've got the resources, it will just build everything for you hands off. However, that mod, I've had some experiences with it where there's a lot of time I spent trying to figure out what the heck it's even doing. Sometimes it doesn't queue things, and I'm sure it's not the mod necessarily. Maybe I'm just not understanding things with how it works. But the Nanobot build and repair you get a lot earlier in the game. It's a lot easier to understand what it's doing, and you know what's going on with that. So we've got our basic assembler built. So let's go ahead. The next thing we're going to need is our basic. We don't want a basic. We want our. Where is it at? There we go. Our basic refinery. So again, this one actually has two sides that have inventory. So we're going to go ahead and click this here. Line this up. And then we're going to weld this. So we've got that. Let me just adjust something here real quick. Okay. That's probably going to work a little better. All right. Okay, so now we've got our basic refinery, we've got this assembler. Now we should be able to go in here, and we were saying that we needed oxygen generator. So let's grab this. Let's put this here. Now we should be able to queue the things for it. Okay. Go to production. I've got a good number of things that I need to go ahead and do. So let's go over to our little drilling hole and grab some more material. There's no need. I mean, I could actually drill right over there. It's just makes it a little easier to keep everything in one spot.
Energy low.
Uh-oh. It's, oh, geez. That was bad. Let's go to the wrong side on this thing. Let's go here, recharge our energy. Let's dump everything in here, and you'll hear this thing works a little quicker. So we go here and look. We can see this thing is processing a lot quicker than the survival kit does. So we've got this rolling. Now also, I still have this sped up a little bit. It's about 3 times faster than it normally would be, but it's still, the basic refinery itself is still a lot quicker than the survival kit. And the basic assembler is actually a lot quicker than the survival kit as well. So, yeah, we're definitely going to need more material, though. I'll tell you that. So let's do a couple rounds of this here. hard to see at night where things are. So let's actually build a little light here so we can find where things are. Queue up two of them here. We should be able to find things. The default settings for the lights are odd. I'm not a big fan of the way they work. I found these settings online. You can go in here and change them, but I kind of like this. I wish there might be a mod that automatically sets this, but these seem to work better. So if I grab these, and this seems counterintuitive, but if I go here, I can change the color of the light, and then we'll change the radius, the fall off, and then the intensity. I forget where we want that, to be honest. I'm gonna have to look that up. I might not have these settings right. I'm gonna have to look this up. Does this look right? Turn this off. Let's see here. It seems, well, that's usable. We can definitely find things now. So that's definitely a bonus. Okay, so let's grab another set of resources. I'm pretty sure we're going to need it. Drill up some more resources. Sorry. Some stone. Also go in here and tell it we need a couple more cubes. So, let's see, do we have enough to build our O2? No, we don't. No, we don't. Okay. Well, for now, let's go ahead and, no, we don't have any. Is that not? There we go. So we need some more steel plate. Need more resources, that's what the problem is. Okay. Okay. So let's go over here, drop this off. So now we're at the point where we could probably bring our survival kit over. Let's go ahead and wait 1 minute to grab the rest of the resources here. For this, I still need a little more. How are we doing on stone? Don't know. Here. We're getting close though. Getting close. Alright, good to go. So we've got our O2 generator. So, let's go ahead over here and let's dismantle our survival kit. Let's recharge first, just in case something happens, because otherwise we won't be able to recharge. And that would probably be a bad thing. So we'll get as much time as possible. So, okay, well there's all the stuff that was in there. Let's pick that all up. Okay, and let's also grab, while we're at it, the O2 generator. Now you can see that spit out some ice. Let's grab that. We're gonna need it. Okay. Now let's look for our survival kit. And let's go ahead. Oh, I was putting this the wrong way. There we go. Put that here. Let's build that. Now, let's go in here. We can see all the inventory is connected here. Obviously, I don't have a connector between the basic refinery and the O2H2 generator are connected, but the refinery and the refinery and the assembly are not connected. So when I try to drag things out, it's not going to let me. However, I can go in here and I can place things into the O2 generator because I am connected to that inventory. So we'll put our ice there, and that thing will go off and create oxygen and hydrogen now. So if I use up a little bit here, well, I already have, we can see that if I go in here, oh no, I must not have enough power to run everything. We can fix that. We can add another turbine or move that one up a bit. But we're good. We've got our starter base. So we've got everything that we kind of need here to really get moving now. We've got to add a little more power, so we're either going to add another turbine a bit away, maybe some solar panels. Sun's starting to come up. But we've got what we need to get started. We can go ahead and now, for the most part, we can dismantle our drop pod, and we can go and use those resources to build what we need over here. And we're kind of off onto our way. So kind of end it here, and I'll pick up in the next one, and we will go from there. Talk about some of the tech progressions. I talked a bit about it, but didn't really go into detail, so we'll talk about that a little more. And then we'll get into trying to build some drills. We're going to have to mine some of that cobalt that's shown up there on the map, which is kind of really handy. Because cobalt can sometimes be a real pain to find. We're also going to have to find some ice eventually. I don't know whether we'll do it in the next episode or a little future, but you can see we only have a little bit of ice for our O2H2 generator, so eventually we're going to run out for our supply, but we're also going to need a larger supply for when we get to building ships so that we have hydrogen to be able to power them. Or to be able to power them. So there we go. So here's our little starter base. All right. See y'all next time.